Blake is with us. Blake is in Canada. I'm Dave Ramsey. Hi, Blake. How are you?
Good, thanks, Dave.
Sure. How can we help?
So, been in business for close to 2 years. Plumbing, heating, electrical, cooling company there. Myself and a business partner, we did 1.3. We just had our year end.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you. So we're just wondering, at what point I'm following all the rules, reinvesting into the business, making money, grinding every day. At what point can I start to reap the benefits of this? I have 5 employees, myself and one other business owner, and then our wives are on payroll as well for tax purposes.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Canadian tax law. That doesn't do anything in the U.S., but okay.
Yeah.
But either way, do you have a net profit after everyone gets their salary?
Yeah, right now we have about 250 was our profit.
Okay, and you're reinvesting all of that back into the business every year?
Buying vehicles cash. We just leased a building. And just keeping a cash flow because I do take it as a responsibility that I'm responsible for 5 other employees to eat as well. So I'm nervous to pull some of that money back out and put it in my own pocket.
So do you have a cash flow fluctuation to that level, $250,000 on 1.2 gross? You don't have that kind of fluctuation.
Well, at some points we got a lot of builders that like to drag us out as far as receivables go.
Yeah, you need to work on your business relationships then.
Yeah.
That's bullcrap. You're a little business.
Yeah.
Big builder doesn't need to drag you.
Like 60 days to collect a $70,000 check after I've paid my guys and bought material and paid wholesalers.
Like, I'm not doing work for you anymore unless you change this.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you got to, because I'm a little guy, I'm not your bank. I'm your plumber.
Yeah.
That's the deal. And he's using you as your bank because he's not managing his crap well, and his lack of management ain't my problem, but it's getting ready to be my problem if I don't get paid. So, yeah, you need to fix that aside. But meanwhile, you've got the job before 60 days that you are getting paid on that's covering this. So you're not actually dipping into this $250 to cover cash flow fluctuations, are you? You've got jobs layered, surely.
Yeah, 100%. We got lots of jobs layered.
So how many times did you dip into retained earnings to cover cash flow fluctuation?
Hard to say there, to be honest.
Why? Is it sitting in the checking account?
Yeah, it's all sitting in the checking account.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, that's rule 1. Change it. Okay, get the money out of the checking account. And rule 2 is you guys need to get with your bookkeeper. You have an on-staff bookkeeper?
No, sub it out.
Okay. You need to sit down with the person doing the bookkeeping, and you guys are going to start doing job costing, number 1. If you're not doing job costing, get the software and start job costing because you've got to figure out if your estimating is accurate. Each job should be a profit center. And your allocation of overhead and your actual hard materials cost and hard labor cost per job determines if that job was profitable. You know what I'm talking about, right?
100%, yeah.
Okay. You need software that'll build that out. Then the culmination of all of those job costs give you your annual profits, and you can look and see if you're estimated the job properly by looking back over it. That's thing 1. Thing 2 is then you need to be budgeting going forward. Budgeting is looking out the windshield. P&L is looking out the rearview mirror. So you look at the profit and loss as to what actually happened. You compare it to what you thought was going to happen, which was your projection, your budget. This doesn't take you don't have to become a master math nerd to do this. Your guy that's doing your books ought to be able to help you set up all 3 of these things: job costing, budgeting, and P&L. All right. Now, once you've got all of that, then we can tell if we're profitable this month by the cash that's in the account, because we're running this on a cash basis. And so if you set the $250 aside, leave $10,000 in the account or something, that's fine. But set $250 aside to where it triggers an alarm in your system and in your other owners' systems if you have to reach over and pull that over. Okay, we're $50,000 short. We got to borrow from the retained earnings from ourselves. We're going to steal some of our retained earnings to cover the fluctuation. It triggers an alarm to go, why are we short? Are we not profitable, or are we not getting paid on receivables? What's going on? Why are we short? But when it's sitting there and you don't have to look to move the money, it's not triggering an alarm that there's a systems problem in your cash. Is that making any sense?
Yeah, pull them up to pull my out of there.
If you set the $250 in a side account and it doesn't automatically cover the shortage, when there's a shortage, an alarm goes off in your brain. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to create. You don't have that now because it automatically covers it because it's just sitting there in a slush.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to move it to the side, number one. Number two, we're going to do a budget. Number three, we're going to do a P&L. Number four, we're going to job cost everything. Get some basic software. You probably get it on your phone. It's not that hard. Job costing stuff's everywhere in your world. There's lots of really good software out there on that stuff right now. We're seeing it a lot with EntreLeaders everywhere. Whole bunch of plumbers, HVAC guys in our customer base. So anyway, now once we've done all that, then we're back to your thing. Now, once we've figured out that for 5 or 6 months we really don't need to tap this 250, then we realize we've got too much sitting over there, and we can disperse some of it. And we can disperse some of it to come home. We can disperse some of it to reduce the debt in the business. Now, you said there's debt in the business. How much?
Oh, no, we got no debt in the business.
Oh, it's all home.
I have 7 company vans we've paid for in cash.
Oh, I love you. You're awesome.
We have no debt, our wholesalers.
Oh.
And we've done the whole thing on cash.
Way to go. Oh, you're so rich.
Yeah.
You're making more money than you think you're making. When you get all this stuff to put together, these documents that I'm talking about, it's going to show you the profitability. You're doing really, really well. Okay. So then the only question is how much to keep as retained earnings in there to cover cash flow fluctuations, and running it without tapping into it accidentally will tell you how much you need to be your own line of credit. That's what we're talking about here.
Right.
And if you don't need it much, then you don't keep it. Most businesses, Blake, of your size, if you have 6 months of expenses, which is all your payroll, your fuel expenses, not necessarily your materials expenses, but the operational expenses, 6 months of expenses set aside, which you probably have that right now, you probably have enough, and you can probably just start dispersing profits home after that. 6 months will cover cash flow fluctuations. It'll cover growth. You've only got 5 guys. 250's plenty. You're not going to keep, you're going to take care of them if there's a downturn that's temporary. You can't take care of them if there's a downturn that's permanent. You don't have enough.
Right.
Nobody does.
Well, right. Look out for yourself in that situation.
I mean, if 5 years I don't need somebody doing the thing you do, then 5 years I'm not going to take care of you. I mean, nothing goes forever. But I'm going to take care of the minor downturns because you and I aren't corporate America. Every time there's a little bump in the road, we don't piss on our employees. We take care of them because we're family, and that's the way we think, not corporate America. So you're right. 100%. I appreciate your heart and your honor. I want to hold this money because these 5 families, I'm responsible for them. I'm their leader. I serve them, and that's your attitude, and that's why you're winning right there. You got this on the run. You're doing good.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to take care of my wife there because I've been putting a lot of long, hard days trying to make this grow.
Yeah, so I think you probably got enough. I think the profits going forward you can take out unless you determine that you're really tapping into that 250 pretty often. I don't think you are.
No.
The reason I don't think you are is there's 250 there.
Yeah.
If you were tapping into it all the time, it'd be freaking gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing. I think you're good. You're just being conservative because you've committed to living on cash and running it on cash like we have. That requires we keep cash. That requires that. And so you're being very wise in your analysis of that. But I think what you're saying is, do I have permission to start taking some home? I would not give you permission. I'll give you encouragement and permission to start taking some home. Yeah, you need to go buy your wife a trip. She's been putting up with you working all the time. And you can go too on the trip. Yeah, both of you. That's how that works. So good stuff, man. I love guys like Blake. Man, that's what makes the world go round right there. Small business people like that.